And here we go. Where are you? Here we go. And Dr. Ranj. I'm very aware as well that at 8 o'clock, we've got to go and clap the NHS and show our support in the streets. So, hi.
I've been listening to you guys. How lovely is Davina?
She is
How
incredible.
gorgeous.
Wonderful person.
Amazing, amazing.
Inside and out. And did you listen to the entire conversation?
Yep, absolutely.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
No, absolutely wonderful. And do you know what? I can totally understand where you're coming from. Completely understand where you come from, what you've been feeling today. And I just want to remind you that what you're doing right now is incredible. And what you do around mental health and things it's appreciated. It's really valued. And don't ever forget that. Whenever you're feeling pants and you're thinking, oh God, am I good enough? Am I doing the right thing? Are people going to judge me? Just think, do you know what? There's always someone that cares. And there's always someone there that values and appreciates it. And I'm one of them. So, just wanted to say that.
As I do you. Thank you.
And anyway,
that was very kind.
You said wine and I broke. And I was like,
hey! That's a good thing.
My gosh.
Get some wine on the go now.
Do you know what did this? You brought it up. The Instagram TV thing. What happened? Mine didn't work today either. And I spent 3.5 hours. Oh, I wanted to throw my phone and computer out the window. But guess how I did it?
What?
It's possible. Do it on your computer. Don't do it on your phone.
Okay.
For some reason, it let me upload it through the computer. It took me 3 hours to work that out. But it wouldn't let me upload it through the phone. And I wanted to, honestly, I was just...
Oh, I know. I'm like, come on, I need you. I need to work on you. What are you drinking?
That's why I've got this. I'm drinking cheap Carver because that's the kind of boy I am. That's the boy. I mean, it looks really posh because it's in like a posh glass and it's got bubbles in it. But I promise you, it is cheap as chips. And that's how I like it.
Carver's just Spanish champagne. It's champagne that's, it's fine.
Do you know what? Exactly.
You know what I mean? Don't be snobby. Yeah,
I'm not snobby. I'm not snobby. As long as I can drink it, I don't really mind.
Exactly. It does the same thing. That's what I say.
It's exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Now,
but the World Health Organization has said, please don't use alcohol as a coping mechanism during this crisis. So I just have to say that. Yeah. I'm not using it as a coping mechanism. I'm just having fun.
Yes.
So here's
yes. That's okay. Attitude. That's absolutely
That's
fine.
Okay.
Enjoying your own company and just enjoying a little tipple is perfect. It's fine. It's okay. All within reason and drink responsibly, of course, etc., etc. We were just talking, as you might have heard, and I just mentioned that there is a clap for the NHS. Is that tonight at 8 or tomorrow?
So the very first one happened on Thursday night at 8 last week.
Right.
I remember it well. I cried myself through it. It was
how
amazing.
Incredible, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh gosh. You know what? I heard it live because I was on my balcony. And then every time I watched another video, I just burst into tears again because it really means a lot. It really, really does. It was so nice.
Yeah.
As healthcare professionals, as doctors and nurses and everybody else that's in the NHS, we seldom get praise and appreciation. Often we get shouted at, told off. We get a lot of feedback when things haven't gone well or people are frustrated. And when people are unwell and sick, I can totally understand that. So when we get that tiny little glimmer of appreciation or thanks, it really means a lot. And I'm not saying that people have to give us stuff. You don't. Like you just said, it's not about gifts and things and stuff. Sometimes it's just somebody saying the right words. That's the nicest, kindest thing that we can do. But yeah, it was lovely. And I'm guessing, in answer to your question, the clap, we're all getting the clap tomorrow at 8 p.m., right?
We're all getting the clap. Are we? Is that another strain of the virus? Wow. Can you catch that twice? Because I think I'm fine, if that's the case.
Well, in these days of social distancing, Matt, it's harder for some than it is for others.
I know. But I've been rubbing myself against some posts just for some action. I wanted to talk to you. We touched on it, myself and Davina touched on it, about educating young people about mental health. And as we are all aware, right now, parents have become teachers and educators with the homeschooling and all the stuff. And That must be mind-blowing in itself. And you know what comes with education and teaching and the responsibilities that follow. What advice do you have for parents with regards to how to be mindful of their child's mental health? And what advice do you have for parents to be mindful of their own mental health whilst going through this time?
Okay, so and also I want to address the girl that wrote in about motivation and staying motivated as well. That's really important. So I was having to think about this earlier, and this is all based on, there's advice that's just come out from Public Health England on looking after your own mental health during this lockdown, and that of any children that you might be in charge of. And it's all available on gov.uk for free. There's loads of great stuff on there. So when it comes to kids and young people, the advice you kind of give parents, I'm no teacher, by the way, I'm just going to do it from a sort of healthcare perspective because I look after kids and young people and their families. The advice you give very much does depend on how old the child is, so it does vary a little bit, but let's just go through some general principles. Firstly, listen to your kids and acknowledge how they're feeling and what they're saying. This is a really scary time for them. Make sure you try and provide a safe space if you can. You are going to be the person of trust. You are going to be the one that they want to turn to make them feel like it's all okay. Like everything around them, as crazy as it might be, I want to go to you as my safety. So try and create that sort of warm environment. You don't have to be the person that's got all the answers. You don't have to know what to do. You just have to be there. That's the most important thing you can do as a parent. Then if you're going to chat to them about things like coronavirus, know your facts. So make sure you're getting your facts from accurate sources of information. The NHS website is brilliant for that. Please don't go to various other places like the news and the media, because some of it's slightly sensationalized, makes it sound worse than it is. One of my followers made a really good point today, actually, and said, I only go to one or two places and I don't listen to anything else because that's how I cope with the information that's coming through. I think that's a really good tip. Be honest with your kids. Like, they appreciate truth. Please don't lie to them, because that breaks the trust. And try not to be honest, but try not to be too scary or alarming. And in that same sort of way, watch your own reactions, because kids, especially the little ones, will feed off how we react to things and what our emotions are, and they will reflect them and mirror them. And it can affect them even if you don't know that it's doing that. Make sure you check in with them regularly. Hey, check in, bring that in. Connect with them regularly. Everything's gone out the window right now, as you said. Everybody's at home, so create a new routine. Don't stress too much over schooling. You are not a school teacher I'm guessing most parents out there are not school teachers. So we're not expecting you to. 2 hours of homeschooling is a big deal, and that's a massive achievement. Yeah. So don't stress too much. Try to create a new routine. Break it up with gaps of fun stuff. Try to do some exercise in between if you can. Make sure you pay attention to your kids' sleep, because that is really, really important. Trying to get them, I know you're struggling at the moment, but sleep is so important in terms of how we manage our emotions and our stress and how we react to things. Limit exposure to the media, especially social media. I think that's just be careful, because kids will get a lot of information from that, but just be careful what they're looking at. I have to tell myself this, and I'm a long way off being a kid. Make sure you do fun stuff as a family. Please have a laugh. Please do things that are just not serious, and do stuff together. Get outside if you're lucky enough to have a safe space outside to go to, or you are allowed to go outside and exercise once a day as a family with members of your household. So do it together. Signpost your kids to resources. There's loads of stuff online. BBC Bite Size does great stuff, including lessons if you want ideas. See BBC News Round has got loads of great stuff on there. Young Minds do information for kids and parents, and they've got a helpline. I've just brought out a podcast today with Heart, actually, about talking to kids about coronavirus. Sorry, it's a little plug there.
You're good. Crack on. Please do.
It's called a kid's guide to coronavirus, and all we did was ask kids to send in their questions, and we answered them. So that might be helpful. Have a listen with that. You can download it for free and listen, till the cows come home. And last but by no means least, parents, please look after yourselves. Caring for the carers is something I'm really passionate about. And there's 5 things I think that all carers and parents can do. Keep in touch with people. Remember, there's lots of other ways of staying in touch rather than face to face, as we're doing right now. Look out for and help others because it will make you feel good, especially people that are vulnerable. Look after yourself. So eating, sleeping, exercise, doing fun things, mindfulness, being careful of social media, structure your day. Try to do all those things that you've been wanting to do for ages. Like small victories really, really matter. So if you've been meaning to clean out a cupboard or sort out your wardrobe or just put up a shelf, do it. And that sense of satisfaction you get from that tiny little job, even if it's making your bed in the morning, is important. And give yourself a break. Let yourself feel crap. Let yourself feel pants. Allow yourself to feel those crappy emotions and process them, because you've got to take the good with the bad, the rough with the smooth, and just take each day at a time.
Oh, that was wonderful. I
Sorry,
feel
mate,
like everybody that's watching that now is giving you a round of applause.
Oh,
that's everything.
They're probably all asleep, Matt. They're probably all asleep.
No, mate, that was absolutely fantastic. And some incredible bits of advice, and I do completely agree with all of that. Especially give yourself a break. And it's
totally.
very easy to say, very hard to do, and I'm going to take that advice tomorrow from my day, and I haven't got
outside. If you're lucky enough to have a safe space outside to go to, or you are allowed to go outside and exercise once a day as a family with members of your household, so do it together. Signpost your kids to resources. There's loads of stuff online. BBC Bite Size does great stuff, including lessons if you want ideas. See BBC News Round has got loads of great stuff on there. Young Minds do information for kids and parents, and they've got a helpline. I've just brought out a podcast today with Heart, actually, about talking to kids about coronavirus. Sorry, it's a little plug there.
Good. Crack on. Please do.
It's called a kid's guide to coronavirus, and all we did was ask kids to send in their questions, and we answered them. So that might be helpful. Have a listen to that. You can download it for free and listen, till the cows come home. And last but by no means least, parents, please look after yourselves. Caring for the carers is something I'm really passionate about. And there's 5 things I think that all carers and parents can do. Keep in touch with people. Remember, there's lots of other ways of staying in touch rather than face to face, as we're doing right now. Look out for and help others because it will make you feel good, especially people that are vulnerable. Look after yourself. So eating, sleeping, exercise, doing fun things, mindfulness, being careful of social media, structure your day. Try to do all those things that you've been wanting to do for ages. Like small victories really, really matter. So if you've been meaning to clean out a cupboard or sort out your wardrobe or just put up a shelf, do it. And that sense of satisfaction you get from that tiny little job, even if it's making your bed in the morning, is important. And give yourself a break. Let yourself feel crap. Let yourself feel pants. Allow yourself to feel those crappy emotions and process them, because you've got to take the good with the bad, the rough with the smooth, and just take each day at a time.
Oh, that was wonderful. I
Sorry,
feel
mate,
like everybody that's watching that now is giving you a round of applause.
Oh,
that's everything.
They're probably all asleep, Matt. They're probably all asleep.
No, mate, that was absolutely fantastic. And some incredible bits of advice, and I do completely agree with all of that. Especially give yourself a break. And it's
totally.
very easy to say, very hard to do, and I'm going to take that advice tomorrow from my day, and I haven't got kids to look after. I cannot imagine what it must be like for a parent having to be a teacher and carer and at home with your kids all right now. So that's such brilliant advice. And as well, social media. I've made the mistake of going online and following spirals, etc. But I've made the conscious decision to only look at news. And there's lots of it. There's a lot of good news. There's goats running around Wales freely.
Isn't it? The mountain goats have come down, apparently. The goats are back.
They're just like Welsh goats, and they've gone, oh, there's no humans down there. What are we going to do? Let's go for a roam around.
Isn't it incredible how nature recovers so quickly? Like air pollution levels have plummeted. Water quality has got better. Animals are coming back. There's like warthogs in Italy roaming the streets because they're just like, do you know what? The humans are gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And that's the thing, right? Of all the bad things that are happening, and I saw the Millennium Stadium, the Principality Stadium in Wales, be converted into a hospital today, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, the severity of this is huge. At the same time, this is the best experiment in my lifetime to see if pollution, it can be reversed by taking out planes and clearing the air and less travel, less trains, all the industry, etc. This is the best time to test whether all the theories about pollution levels, and obviously you know the facts that the planet needs something to happen to it. So I'm taking that as a huge positive.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean it's a
thing.
bit. I understand it's difficult for people that work in those industries, work-wise, job-wise, money-wise. Obviously, that's got a knock-on impact. We cannot ignore that.
No.
But there is a positive effect that's happening from us all slowing down, and also, I'm looking at this as the biggest test of compassion I think that we've ever seen in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
And situations like this sometimes bring out the best in humanity. That is, it's under the toughest. There's that quote, isn't it? You can judge a society by how it treats its most vulnerable. And I think some of the stuff that people are doing is just mind blowing. It's amazing, and I'm so glad that they're there. So you know, it takes the pressure off everybody else to have to do that. But there are always look for the helpers, people in every crisis. Look for the helpers.
Yes, Mr. Rogers said. I tweeted that quote today. Look for the helpers, and
you did.
And wherever you go, wherever there's tragedy, there are so many good people around that situation trying to make it better for everybody, and that's something I see in you, and that's where I want to reach out to as many experts and professionals as possible to let people know that there are good people out there that really care for you. The world.
Checkin.co, isn't it? Checkin.co, they're all on there.
Well, you're not on there yet. Are you going to go on there and give us some deals?
Well, I'm not really a therapist. Like, I'm a pediatrician, so I'm not really sure that.
What can you do? You can do something. Can you do yoga?
No, but do you know what I'm
meditation?
That I watched you do the other day. Yeah. I'm going to sing with David on Saturday.
Aha! You can do opera.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
But it's
how wonderful.
Speaking of compassionate, kind, big-hearted souls, he is one of the good ones. And I loved your pillow up the front and your Pavarotti. I genuinely didn't realize you had a pillow up there, and I thought, sheesh, quarantine has really taken its toll. Because it took me a while to work out. I was like, last time I saw Matt, he was really quite trim, and wow, like okay.
Well, I just thought that all opera singers were larger men. That's just my idea. Then obviously David is like a man god, isn't he? He's like a Greek god.
Look at him. He's working out every single day.
Every day.
Karen.
I mean, they're like sculptured couples, aren't they?
They're machines.
Couple goals, aren't they? I know.
Couple goals. Yeah.
So what they're doing is such a positive thing. To stay at home, festival. It's just wonderful. And thank you so much for tonight. I really appreciate it. I know you've got the rest of that bottle to get through. So I'll leave you to it.
Anyway, love you lots. Look after yourself, and I will see you soon.
Take care. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye, my friend. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning of this live, but we got there. We had a wonderfully open conversation with Davina McCall, and we had some lols and some incredibly informative information. We had some great information from Dr. Ranj, as I expected. And I have to say, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I really appreciate you tuning in. I know there's like a million lives for you to go on. And I will spend some more time at another time on my next live, because we have to go, because I'm going to run out of this hour. I'm going to come to you and we're going to chat to you live in your living room, wherever you are, and we'll answer some of your questions. And I will do some shout outs. I've had lots of shout outs, but I'm going to do them all on my Instagram TV tomorrow. I know there's so many people in Wales that have asked for shout outs that working in the NHS, and that's my absolute pleasure. and I would do that in a heartbeat. And I wanted to do it tonight with the gang, but I was aware that time was of the essence. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Yes, the check-in directory has now been launched this evening, so please go on there and try and find somebody that can help you if you need help from whatever aspect of your mental health. It's the checkin.co. The check-in journal is now free on a PDF format on that website and on the Mall Paper website. We're really excited that we can share this tool that works for me, and I know a lot of people. So again, thank you for watching. I hope this has helped in some sort of capacity. It means a lot to me if it does. Please leave comments, and you will do whatever you want to do, but go and spend some time with your family. Go and check in with somebody else. Check in with yourself, which is incredibly important. But for now, I will see you next time. Thank you so much to Davina McCall, and thank you, Dr. Ranj, and I will see you all very soon. Mwah.